Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, here to talk about the Tennessee Titans 2021 NFL Draft. But before I get into that, I have an announcement. And I'll explain this more in another video to come this week, but I just want to go ahead and announce it. I have a new YouTube channel coming out. Now don't worry, the content on this channel will not change. But if you haven't noticed, over the last 3 years, it kind of has, right? If you follow me in 2016 and 2017, I was so active posting videos, I was into it. Over the last 3 years, I still love actually talking about sports and being in front of the camera, but I don't find myself watching games as much. I don't find myself keeping up with the news as much. I just kind of fell out of love for sports. I still love the Titans, by the way. That's why I still love talking about the Titans. My Sundays are still locked down to watch the Titans game, and afterwards, I want to go on camera and give my opinion. But do I still really want to watch every game and do a game recap like I used to? Do I still want to do power rankings and mock that? I kind of fell out of love doing that. But what I still love doing is I love making people laugh and I love giving my opinion. So why not bring that out to the general audience? And I feel like this was always my general trajectory. It was always going to happen. I kind of resisted it. I was young. First of all, I started this in high school, right? Actually, middle school, my wrestling account, if you didn't know that existed. Then high school, you don't really have many opinions to give away anyway. Now I know a lot about the world and I want to give those opinions out and I want to make people laugh. And I love making people laugh. That's why I crack jokes on here all the time. That's why I say Wilson's a baboon, right? This is why. So if you're interested in that type of content, go follow the channel, go subscribe. If you're not, I'm not going to be offended. I'm not leaving this channel. That channel will be my focus. I'm not leaving this channel. I will still talk about the Titans, and occasionally I'll make the other video. I think I'll still do weekly picks, whenever that comes around. I think we'll see. We will see. For those of you that want to continue to follow me into the next channel, link will be down in the description box below. The MJ Take YouTube channel, and also Instagram if you're into Instagram, because there will be clips posted up there all the time. But we are not here to discuss that anymore. It is time to discuss the Tennessee Titans 2021 NFL Draft. All right. So people are panicking. People are unhappy. I'm always kind of a contrarian, I guess. I'm not even that mad, though. Now, I'm not sure I would have done this, the route in which we went. But my expectations are now low. They were low looking at the free agent list coming into this offseason, knowing the amount of cap room that we had. I knew we were screwed. We had our one window, really, and we let go a lot of good young players. There's no Super Bowl chance this year. We're going to be a middling team, a team that's trying to scrape by and make the playoffs. The defense may end up being way better than expected and may, be top 10-ish, but the offense, it's taking a step down, point blank, period. The wide receivers are definitively worse. Considerably worse, actually. The tight ends barely exist. Sorry, Anthony Ferguson, you're still my boy. And the offensive line is worse, although I do like this second-round pick. So, I just, 9-8, 10-7, it'll be fun, I guess. But it's not going to be a Super Bowl team. But the good thing is, there's a lot of young talent on this team. So let's discuss that, because I still think the future is bright, mostly. Okay, mostly. So don't get too worried about this team. But let's begin with the first round pick. Now, the first round pick, again, I'm actually kind of against the grade. Although I do believe the fan base is maybe 50-50 split on this. I'm not quite seeing what everyone's saying when they say that Caleb Farley is such a great talent. He was a top 10 talent, and he would have been top 10 if not for the back, if his back injury and if he didn't have the back surgery. Yeah, I don't see that. Now he has great size, 6'1", 207 pounds. He has, very quick speed. He didn't run a 40. But you can notice that on tape. He's able to run with everybody. He's a former wide receiver, so you love that. I don't think he has a lot of the nuances of the position yet. I don't think he's a great cover corner yet. He has the potential to be. In fact, a lot of ways, he reminds me of Adoree Jackson in that way. He lacks the ability sometimes to turn around and find the football. He gets fooled by a lot of the advanced route running skills that a lot of the wide receivers show against him. I see that consistently. He's more physical than Adoree Jackson against the run, so I like that, though. So I think ultimately he could be better than Adoree Jackson, and that would be very good because Adoree Jackson was pretty good. But then you have the back problems. So what do I think about the back problems? Well, I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm sorry, I'm not Dr. MJ, okay? That's not my thing, maybe the next lifetime. He had a herniated disc after doing a deadlift. A lot of you people out there don't like deadlifts. I love deadlifts. I've never had an injury from a deadlift. I don't think I ever will. I think it's a great exercise as long as it's performed correctly. I assume he wasn't exactly performing it correctly. I assume, sorry, Caleb, that's what I assume. Now, if he ever wants to do it again, I'm sure the Tennessee Titans will teach him proper form or tell him, no, you're never doing deadlifts again. Okay, point blank, period. So he had the first surgery to fix that, and then they had to like clean it up and like create more room. Okay, it's concerning. Now, he's young. I mean, he's 22 years old. Tiger Woods is done, mostly, because he's 30, whatever he is. And outside of popping pills and, going on speed runs at 6:30 a.m., he has these back surgeries every week, okay, and he can't move. Okay, so he's done. But I think that if you have back surgeries and problems at 22, you have a better chance at recovering and staying healthy moving forward. I would think that. I also watched a YouTube video from, I want to say, the fantasy doctors on here. And the doctor on there said, yeah, I wouldn't have taken him. I wouldn't have advised the team to take him. Okay, that's concerning because he's a real doctor. It's a risk. And it's a risk after we just had a first round bust in Isaiah Wilson. I'm not sure I would have taken this risk. I'm not sure about that. Especially considering the quarterback that we ended up getting in the third round anyway. We'll see how this works out. I think it will. I mean, 60% chance, but there's 40% chance it won't. So it's a little scary. I don't think I would have done it, to be honest with you. Especially considering the fact that I'm not of the belief that he was a top 10 talent. I think he was top 15, top 20. I don't think he was that far off, but I don't know what everyone's talking about. He was such a great corner. He's very good. He has his problems, though. So ultimately, I think I have to grade this pick with a B. It has potential. I like it, but there's a lot of danger here. Now, second round pick, offensive tackle, Dillon Radunz. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it still to this day. Look, I like the pick. I actually didn't like it at first, but when I turned on the tape, man, the guy looks like, first of all, he's playing left tackle at North Dakota State. He was solid. He rarely got beaten. He was solid. He showed a lot of strength despite not having a strong bench press, which is a little concerning when you're going on to the NFL. But he really was a stalwart at the left tackle at North Dakota State. I think he's going to be translating well to right tackle in this league. And just in case this Taylor Lewan thing don't work out, and if he has another injury-riddled season or if he disappoints, I'm telling you, he could be the next cap casualty. I'll tell you that right now. I'll warn you that right now. I warned you about Malcolm Butler. I warned you about kind of Adoree Jackson, but not really. I warned you about Corey Davis was leaving and he was gone. I can't remember Taylor Lewan's cap hit next year, but definitely the year after he'd be in trouble. I'm telling you right now. And maybe then this guy could step in because I still think he was a decent left tackle prospect. And he's going to play right tackle. Now, it's annoying, this pick, because why the F, did we take, did we pick up Kendall Lamb? Did we want him to start or no? Do we have what was the plan? Let's get Kendall Lamb, let's cut Dennis Kelly, and then let's take a tackle in the second round anyway? Like, why would... To me, like, it makes way more sense to just keep Kelly and then draft a wide receiver here. That's it. Keep Kelly, draft him. It's simple. I mean, wow. But I guess maybe in the long run, this guy could end up being a very good right tackle and maybe left tackle in the league. I like the tape, really. And it was a need because Kendall Lamb isn't very good. So ultimately, I give this an A- just because of a little frustration. But I like the pick ultimately. So then third round, we have linebacker Monty Rice out of Georgia. Now, this is an interesting one. I turn on the tape. I don't really see much NFL translatable talent. I mean, he's out there. He makes plays. He's able to shoot in between the tackles and occasionally recognize stuff. But, he's already a little undersized at just barely over 6 foot. Now, he has a great size attributed with that. It's a great strength at like 236 pounds. But I just don't see a great translation there. He has like the build of like a very big, strong safety more than an inside linebacker. I don't really see the translation to the NFL here. And that's why he went late third round. So I do understand that. Was this a need? Not really now. I mean, it's going to be. Next year, Jayon Brown might be gone. Rashaan Evans is hopefully gone. I mean, no offense to Rashaan Evans, but I mean, come on, dude. You haven't really been doing much. I'll give him another year, though. So I would have taken another position there, point blank, period, especially considering the fact that our wide receivers aren't very good, and I just didn't see many translatable NFL traits. Apparently, he works hard. Sure. I got to give this a C-, people. I just didn't see it when I turned on the tape. All right, third round, we had another pick, cornerback Caleb Molden. Sorry, Elijah. I don't know why it says Caleb here. Elijah Molden out of Washington. Now, I am intrigued. I like these Washington corners. Now, Byron Murphy hasn't been great, but he hasn't been bad. But your boy Marcus Peters, there's some similarities in the storylines of these cornerbacks and how they came out. Now, Marcus Peters was way better. Don't get me wrong. But Molden works hard. He's always there to make a play. But, he didn't have a great 40 time. Okay, it's unfortunate. That's why he went, all the way in the third round. But occasionally you have your cornerbacks and this is not comparable in terms of size, but like a Richard Sherman who didn't have a great 40 time, but went lower in the draft than he should have, but because he was a smart player, was able to end up making a stance in the league. Byron Maxwell, able to make his stance in the league. You see the archetype of this cornerback often, and he was always there. He was always physical, always able to find the ball. There's something about him that he's just a football player that knows what he's doing. Now, sometimes as long as you need to see some translatable skill and speed, some athleticism that's translated. When I see enough of that, it's not like a Ben Boulware there's no translatable athleticism. So I'm very intrigued here. I'm here for it a lot more than a lot of people are. I got to give this for a late third round pick. I really liked it. I'm going to give this as high as an A-. I think there's a lot of potential here. I think you might end up seeing him making impact as early as this year. 100%. So the fourth round, we had wide receiver Dez Fitzpatrick out of Louisville. Now this one's interesting, because he didn't do much at Louisville. Now, I think he did lead the team in receiving yards this year, but he had 3 receiving touchdowns. Okay, dog, that stinks. Now, their quarterback wasn't very good either, but it's ACC play. I mean, you got to get better than 3 receiving touchdowns if you're the best wide receiver on your team. You turn on the tape, you don't really see much in terms of route running. Well, you see decent potential in terms of route running. You like his size. The speed is kind of there. He ran a 4.5. But his Senior Bowl, I liked. He had 5 receptions, 90 yards, had 1 drop that I didn't like, has the occasional drop that he shouldn't. But I did like it. I was intrigued after seeing his Senior Bowl. And now, I don't think that he's ever going to be, honestly, more than a number 3. I think a number 3 at best. But I think he could be a number 3. I really do. And I think he could be I don't know. I don't even know. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I don't even know if you want him to be a number 4 for you this year. I really don't think that. I know that we're going to do that. But I don't think this is Tajay Sharp. I see a lot of people saying, this is Tajay Sharp. I don't think Tajay Sharp was ready coming out of UMass. This guy, he led Louisville, but not convincingly. But there is something here that I think actually will be on the team for some number of years. A little Lavelle Hawkins role, if you will. Different players. But they'll come in and they'll do the occasional thing. And we'll be like, he's doing the occasional thing. So, beginning of the 4th round, I think that's what you want. I think that's kind of what you're expecting to get. I give it a B+. So we move on to our next 4th round pick, and here we go again. We have more character issues in Tennessee as we take defensive end Rashad Weaver. Now, this is a situation where, first of all, his athleticism is very bizarre. He didn't run very well at all. He's not very strong at all. His size is a tweener. Pretty much he's going to be a 3-4 defensive end in our scheme, but also definitely much a tweener for a 4-3 defensive end. But his agility score was off the charts. And he produced. He had 7.5 sacks in 9 games this year. Intriguing. So is this another guy that, won't blow you away athletically, but just has a little bit of that, the agility that he has just shocks people, and that's what I see on tape. And then he gets an assault charge literally a couple days ago, okay? And this occurred, apparently, the actual incident occurred on April 18th. The incident was this. He was with a woman at a bar. They were arguing. Somehow, a drink of the woman ended up on Rashad Weaver. All right, the officers or some officers were there, or they were called there, something like that. This is what ESPN said. Don't kill the messenger here. They separated them. They get another call an hour later, I don't know how long later. They come back, and that woman is laid out on the pavement. She's knocked out, okay? He's not there. And we don't know who knocked her out. Now, she comes back a couple days, she has a concussion. So she was definitely really knocked out. But apparently there were no signs of an actual punch. So someone said that she fell. Maybe she just fell flat on her face. She was maybe black on top. We don't know. But the thing the fact that in the article, in the ESPN article, it said there were no trace signs of a punch. If Rashad Weaver punches you, I'm sure there's going to be signs of a punch. Now, I believe all women, except for my mom. I know, I love my mom. But, except for Hillary, because Hillary's Hillary. But, we need to understand that this could be a problem. It may not be that big of a problem. We have to see. But as a talent, I'm intrigued. It was late fourth. There's decent potential. And again, the athleticism really doesn't make sense. But, and do we really need a player like this? I mean, I think we did. I just hope that this is not another Laurel Murchison, and I got my hopes up for him. I'm going to give it a B- considering the assault, which we didn't know at the time, but it's still there. And I probably should give it a C, honestly, considering that, but it was late fourth round. People relax. And then the 2 6th-round picks. Look, I know y'all are nerds. I'm a nerd myself. We don't need to go hyper into this 6th-round picks. When they do something, you wake me up. This Riley McMath, look, he has great height, or, whatever. That's cool. Oh, sorry, not Riley, Racy McMath. Yeah, he has great height. That's great. I love that. Great height, great speed. Not a receiver at this point. They barely trotted him out there at LSU, and there's a lot of receivers that he had to compete with. I understand that. But not very much receiver, but he should contribute in special teams, and that's cute. And hey, has great size and potential. As a 6th-round pick, that's worth a B+ as a 6th-round pick. And then Brady Breeze, hey, he works hard. He was able to make a couple plays at Oregon, had a great year productivity this year for Oregon. Like seeing that. Looks like he's going to come in and work hard. I'll give that another B+. They're fine 6th-round picks. We don't need to spend too much time on 6th-round picks, okay? You can do that. I don't have time for that. So overall, I think it's a fine draft. I don't think is it good? Not quite. But I think it can be. It's not like when I came here after 2018, I told you it was a great draft, although we only got 2 players. We only got Harold Landry and Jeffrey Simmons, right? I think that's literally all we got. That's all we needed. No. Yeah. Was that 2018? Yeah, that should have been 2018. And then 2019, no. Sorry. 2018 was Rashawn Evans and Harold Landry, and that's literally basically all we got. Now, Rashawn Evans didn't work out, and I thought that was going to be a great pick, and it ended up not working out. The next year, we got Jeffrey Simmons and A.J. Brown, and I told you that was great, and it was great. All right, so there you go. This is not that, okay? It's not either one of those. Now, Evans and Landry, Evans specifically ended up not working out for that draft, because I can't remember who else we drafted. There was 2, we had those 2 high picks, and then we had no other picks. So I don't think it's that good. However, so this is what happened when you looked at this team. So we had this, franchise. I'm gonna use these quotes specifically because it ended up not really being a franchise. But we had this franchise corner in Adoree Jackson, who's now gone. We had this franchise wide receiver in Corey Davis, who's now gone. We had this franchise defensive end in Drew Casey, who's now gone. Okay? Frustrating. That's why we're not going to be as good anymore. Just because those 3 players that were so significant to this team, and some of them had their struggles and they're up and down, they're gone. However, they have now been replaced by Jeffrey Simmons, who now has the potential to be better than Joe Casey, A.J. Brown, who's better than Corey Davis, and Caleb Farley, who has the potential to be better than Adoree Jackson. So I like the fact that we're replacing players that have left with potentially better players. I mean, Christian Fulton, maybe he ends up being better than Malcolm Butler was for us. So I like the fact that I think we're upgrading our franchise players as we go along. Jack Conklin, we'll see if this Radunz is able to come in and be better than him. I doubt it. But it's just a little frustrating because where are we moving forward as a whole team? You don't really see that. But if we could develop these guys, maybe we'll start to see that. But we got to get a wide receiver, people. I mean, this Josh Reynolds, like, he's all right. I think he's actually going to be a decent number 2, but that's it. I mean, that's all we have. And then if A.J. Brown goes down, we're screwed. I mean, Josh Reynolds is not going to be able to do it number 1 corners consistently. So how are we going to pass the ball? And don't forget the tight end is a huge part of our offense. And again, I like you, Ferguson. But we're going to miss Jonnu Smith and his presence out there. So the offense I have concerns about. The defense I think is going to be sneaky good. Okay, maybe make good a little harsh. It's going to be decent, potentially good. I have my eyes on it. The pass rush is going to be better. The cornerbacks, if we can get Farley out there, they can end up being a decent unit. So I have my eyes on this. But you need to lower your expectations right now. Okay, I don't want to hear nobody talking about no Super Bowl, nothing. Okay, this is a reloading year. Let's get some development for Christian Fulton and Caleb Farley, and let's see if this Kirkpatrick can do something, or Dez Fitzpatrick can do something and develop. Let's get more development out of these guys. Next year, our cap situation is much better. Jayon Brown, I think, is the only player, and maybe Ben Jones. Only players that are coming up that are going to leave. Next year, we'll actually get free agents worth a damn. Good. Okay? Well, we did get a couple of free agents worth a damn, but we won't have to let go of free agents in order to do that. We're reloading. This is a reloading year. Maybe we'll compete, maybe we won't. But that's what it's going to be. I'm warning you right now. Don't come in. Maybe we'll win the division. I doubt it. Just be prepared. Well, our division stinks. So it's still possible. Colts, we'll see. We'll see, but just lower the expectations. Hey, I mean, you guys are making your little fan trade for Zach Ertz. I'd be here for it, but I don't know. I mean, maybe you want to have all your picks next year because I think next year we could be really good again. We could be Super Bowl good again. This year, lower those expectations. Just one. All right, so there you go. Those are my thoughts on the Tennessee Titans 2021 NFL Draft. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment. I'm out. See you all later.